Now, time for some unfinished business.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes, you are going to have with me.
No, I don't want to.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do.
Okay, yes.
See that? 50 no's and a yes means yes.
Generally, I think it's fair game, or it's a fair play to give someone the benefit of the doubt, even if they are ideologically opposed to you. I think that that's a level of good faith that you don't normally see coming from the left. But in this particular case, this young social justice, male feminist, proud Marxist guy or whatever, allegedly, I don't know, he's a social justice guy, turns out to be a repeat offender by using the tried and true leftist tactic of whining until women sleep with him. I'm not kidding you. That's right. YouTube journalist Andrew Callaghan, who's popular from All Gas, No Brakes, which is, you know, some level left-wing reporting, or I guess, you know, that good for him. He's very popular, 2 million subscriber YouTube channel, did some on-the-ground work. Good for him. You know, obviously edited curiously, but nonetheless, an interesting career. Well, it turns out he's a huge creep. YouTube journalist Andrew Callaghan has broken his silence on claims that he subjected multiple women to unwanted advances, though he added that some of the things said about him are not true. Why is it always these people? It's like that tried and true meme about being a male feminist, and then you're just like blending in, and it turns out, I mean, here's what, like, I don't really want to make too many jokes about this, but the actual details of his behavior is so embarrassing. It's almost worse than being known as like a pest. Now you might be thinking, how could that be, right? Oh, just wait. The details are so cringily soy pathetic. Begging women, just begging them on his hands and knees to lie with them. Absolute pathetic behavior. YouTube journalist has broken his silence. Earlier in January, a woman named Caroline Elise released a TikTok video in which she claimed that Callaghan, host of the YouTube channel, Channel 5, quote, wore her down with requests for tender time while staying at his house. This is the best part. Well, it's, you know, it's the most ironic part. It's even more hard to relive the trauma that I endured every single day by seeing this man as a social justice warrior. They're using that term unironically in a positive sense. As someone who cares about human rights, get a platform, she said in a now deleted video. You shouldn't be supporting him. Now, I want to point out here, wearing someone down, if you still ultimately consented, I'm not sure. Again, this is where I'm trying to be fair, right? In this particular claim. So this guy, look at his, yeah, he looks like a guy that begs for it too. Like, oh, please, baby. Oh, please. And then you consent. That's not really, your mistake does not retract consent. All you had to do was say no. But I wasn't there, right? Days later, another woman named Dana alleged in a TikTok video of her own that This Place Rules filmmaker, Callaghan, had pressured her into hooking up, stating, I told him to stop. I told him to get off of me multiple times. Now that's a little more nefarious, right? Like him whining and complaining until you finally give in to him. That's just pathetic. But this is a little more, you know, a little more suspicious and nefarious. A legal representative of Callaghan said in a statement to TMZ, Andrew is devastated that he is being blamed for any type of coercion against anyone. Conversations about pressure and consent are extremely important, and Andrew wants to have these conversations so he can continue to learn and grow. Cringe. All right? It's always these people. Now, he posted a video to YouTube in which he claims he never stepped over the line. But perhaps that's a different story. They linked to a different story there. The apology video is perhaps even more embarrassing. Look, more women have now come forward, and he's already released an apology. Now, of course, on January 8th, TikTok star, let's take a look here. Now, why did they delete the video? Why did they delete the video? Interesting. He pressured her into hooking up. Apparently, he told her that he had a falling out with his camera crew and needed a place to sleep. She invited him into her apartment, but said that she didn't want to hook up. However, much later in the evening, she claims that he went into her bedroom, according to Elise, and wore her down. Then the two hooked up. What made it more infuriating for Elise is that she had to watch Callaghan pretending to be a social justice warrior in the public. You can see this. Some of these details, of course, you see another TikToker, Dana, released a video in response saying that she had experienced something similar. After we got into my car, he started advancing towards me, touching me, blah, blah, blah. I don't want to go that. So I couldn't really move out of that position. He was holding me tightly, proceeded to go too far. I told him to stop. I told him to get off me multiple times. And he said, you could at least S my D. Not a good look. Really, golly, man. Like, what in the heck? Like, how pathetic. By the way, didn't even upload this to a main channel. Like a true hero, he uploaded his in response video to a channel not even like really remotely popular, just a personal YouTube channel. Now, of course, the internet found it, but again, not exactly taking responsibility. A couple of conversations had around this, the whole like power dynamic thing. In terms of likes to dislike ratio, it looks like it's mostly positive, 11,000 up with only 1.7 thousand down. People are just too willing to accept creeps like this into their inner fold. Now, this is not one, but two, but I guess three now, that he's starting therapy and AA. Why is this? Why do the people just like get to say, oh, I'm just going to therapy. All is forgiven. I guess there's probably no actual literal crime here because, both women seemingly agreed to it. He says one woman under the pseudonym Charlotte told she went on a coffee date at 18 at an apartment. Afterward, he wasn't taking a simple no for an answer. Consequently, it turned into me trying to make up an array of excuses of why I didn't want to hook up. Seattle's The Stranger also reported similar claims against Allen. There seems like several. After initial claims, Callaghan's lawyers responded on Thursday. It's always honest when a lawyer responds. After Rolling Stone's story published Friday, Callaghan addressed the claims directly in a 4-minute YouTube video. He's always taken no for an answer as far as consent, but he wants to have more nuance and important conversation about power dynamics. So I guess what the left is saying here is that, oh, it's bad because you're a public figure and you took advantage of that by using it to meet women and hook up with them. I don't really have a lot of time for that. These women, stop infantilizing women and acting like they don't have any kind of agency or control on who they sleep with. This narrative from the left is that oh my God, they subscribed to your content, so they just had to sleep with you. That's ridiculous. Now, I will also say though that content creators laying with their fans is cringe. But I'm not going to say that the woman or man or whatever in the other cases the power dynamic thing, I don't really buy that. You ultimately control your own decisions in life, whether or not you're a fan of someone's content or, we used to call them groupies, right? Back in the day, these women that went backstage and hooked up with the bands, you think they're victims? I mean, that's the same dynamic that they're talking about, right? Except it's a cringe content creator instead of a musician. The idea that, Yet another woman. One woman went on a Tinder date with the popular All Gas No Brakes Channel 5 host. Says he wasn't taking no for an answer. Now, eventually, though, he said that he got the message, and the two never spoke again. But she did say the incident left her feeling disrespected. He wasn't taking no for an answer, consequently turned into me trying to make up a array of excuses. He kept insisting that I needed to get him off because I was giving him blue balls by not hooking up with him. This guy's just, pathetic, right? Like, imagine trying to guilt or pressure somebody into that kind of act. That's just pathetic. Over the years, Charlotte privately told people who shared Callaghan's content on social media, saying they tried to make her do things that she didn't want to do. And another friend in 2020, Callaghan really was inappropriate, according to screen grabs and screen recordings viewed by Rolling Stone. Charlotte's ex-boyfriend, whom she told about the encounter with Callaghan in 2016, tells Rolling Stone that Charlotte told him that Callaghan was kind of aggressive. Again, these are not crimes. The guy's just a creep. Other women have come forward in their own experiences with Callaghan, alleging they felt coerced or pressured into performing various acts with him. As previously reported by Rolling Stone, one of these women, Dana, who goes by the handle, I wonder why they want, couldn't possibly want clout, alleged in a video that Callaghan had touched her and told him to stop. I told him to get off me. And again, eventually he left the car. So he's probably telling the truth about taking no for an answer. He's just really sad and pathetic. But that's what you get with these lefty boyos. It's usually the ones that project that end up with the deepest, and I'm sure there'll be more. He gets, and the left will let him off, by the way. The thing about the left is as long as you have the correct politics, you're always valuable to them. No matter what you do. This guy will not lose a single thing. He'll be totally fine. That's my prediction anyway. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you leave a like on it and subscribe down below. I'll follow this case if anything interesting comes up, and we'll talk to you again real soon.